Hello. Can you hear me all right? Well, it's just me and you, man. It's me and you. I'm assuming you're a man. You may not be. You can. Excellent. Frel. You all. What's your real name? Come on. Oh, her name. Mike. That's a better name. I like Mike. How you doing, Mike? Who else we got? I bet. Yeah. Afternoon. Where are you in the States? U.S. right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bob. That's a bad accent. How you doing? How we all doing? How do? Welcome to hopefully a good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm a bit lethargic today for whatever reason. It's a bit of a weird one. We're having a bit of a what they call an Indian summer here, so it's all kind of like we're suddenly getting warm weather again, which is weird because we haven't had that for a while. But anyway, there we are. But I'm good. I'm good. Um, two people have left. Obviously, my chat was terrible. I know. That's one else. Yeah, guys. Yeah, just thought I'd jump on. Obviously wanted to do this for you this month. This month has been hectic for me, but Richard especially. As you know, he's been in LA shooting on Icon, the Robert Englund story. So he's been the DP on that, which is a big deal. It's a really big deal, and it's really cool. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of the photos he's posted on Instagram and all that good stuff, and he's smashing it. So yeah, really good, really really good. And I'm catching up with Brad on Friday. He's coming back from York, so we're going to go to. I've got a beer festival going on here in Peterborough, so the largest in the country apparently now. So yes, that'll be two grown men doing things they shouldn't. But there we are. Yeah, yeah. So apologies for the lack of content. Actually, I suppose this week and next week's going to be a bit slow as well. It's just trying to get Rich's schedule to realign with mine. He literally came back uh, from LA last week, had a night's kip as best he could, and then was straight into shooting a big corporate job. I think so. He's not had much time, and I've been I've been working all the hours that God sends as well, just trying to get some moolah together. So we've both just been pretty busy. But there you go. Yeah. Well, we do have careers. I mean, that's the thing. Is it's not. I turn around so I'm not twisty. Yeah, we do. Right. It's. We're both. I essentially have 5 jobs. If you include YouTube. And it takes its toll, man. And then obviously we have our primary careers that we're trying to get moving along. So, yeah. But there you go. We do what we can. But we've tried to be kind of consistent with content over the last. VVB does not pay the bills. No, you're right. Although you guys go a long way to helping out, so we certainly appreciate that. And we're running ads at the moment. Thanks to a little investment from Bill, our good friend Bill. He threw us some shekels to help promote the channel. So we've got our social media guru Tom working on that at the moment, and yeah, man, it's getting there. These things don't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. So I'm really grateful for all that, and yeah. But I mean, what would you guys like to see? Is there anything you guys would like to see more of from us? Um, poo jokes aside, which we all know there's huge demand for that. Is there anything I mean, obviously commentaries on certain films and stuff like that is a given. But yeah, channel. Oh, That's kind of you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's going to point people our way particularly. Um, I don't know. It's early days for that. It's funny because they dropped it on Monday, Is it Gamercon? Not sure which, in Germany, and it's been, yeah, it seems to have, people seem to have taken to it. So who knows? But whether or not they give a shit who I am, I don't know. Probably not. Um, but there we are. Anyone else? Any questions, suggestions, recipes? A little through action with Brad when he was on. Yeah. Well, we do want to get together with Brad, and I've seen a lot of him on and off over the last couple of months. He got me to do some voiceover and shoot a little cameo that's going in a Nicolas Cage film that I can't say too much more about, I suppose, although I don't know. You're not going to tell anyone. Who would you tell? Nicolas Cage, maybe. But yeah, so we were both doing that, and then we've been hanging out as and when, but it's getting Richard scheduled to line up with all that, and Richard, he doesn't drive, and so we kind of have to try and sort it out so that we can all get together in one place. I've suggested to Brad that he and I record a commentary when he's at mine or when I'm at his, but a certain I'm not gonna poke that one, but basically Brad has been forbade from doing commentaries with us, so he has to do on camera stuff. So it has to be a broke with Brad or a risky quizness. So there you go. But we do love Brad, and I'm hoping I'm going to get to work with him again soon. Actually, you're probably going to get steaming drunk on beer on Friday night, which I'm not looking forward. Well, I am looking forward. I'm very much looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to the resulting hangover. Work is work. It is. And there never seems to be enough of it. But there you go. Or too much. Too much is the wrong kind of work. I don't know what that means. Can you do a commentary with accent and alias? I don't know. I have to test him on that. Can't say. If you ain't already, can you tell how the video game gig came out? Erica, yeah. So Erica, I was really proud of. Basically, that came in. It would have been like April, May last year. I got asked to do a self-tape by Jeremy Zimmerman, who's the casting director, who I've done stuff for before. Basically, Ben Jakes, who's a very good old friend of mine from back in the days when I was training. We kind of came up together, although he's definitely exceeded my path. You lost video. Are you having still not? Is anyone else having problems with the video? Let me know. I'll keep rambling. Ben basically produced Erica, and he didn't influence their decision or anything like that. But he said to them, give Duncan a shot. Basically, they had cast the role. They had cast various roles because they did a demo of it years ago, and they were going to try and cast those people, and they were going to cast, I forget the guy's name now, much more famous actor than me. Throw a rock and you hit a more famous actor than me, but anyway, they were going to cast him, and then they bailed because he and the lead actress were together or something, and they went off to shoot. They got jobs on big TV shows, so they bailed and they couldn't hang around, so they started looking. And Ben suggested that they look at me, that was all, and so I did a self-tape, and then I went in and read for them, and Jamie Stone, who's the live-action director, he someone who I'd actually written to about a year before that, just randomly, actually Tim Partridge, who you may remember from Oliver's channel, was a good friend, and he'd sort of suggested he was friends with Jamie. And anyway, so that was just a coincidence. He was in the room, and then Ian Peary, who's an actor I've worked with before, he happened to be auditioning at the same time as me, so it was good to chat with him. And there were just similarities, and I just thought there's a lot of coincidences going on here, but I bet you I don't get it. I bet you it's just one of those, like, look, the signs are all there. Anyway, It's a long story. But so I got the role, and we shot it over 3 months. Was it May to July last year? And in the middle of it, I got married. I mean, it was crazy. And it was the best time. It was very hard work because it's, as you can imagine, we had to shoot all different scenarios and different um, outcomes, and it's very hard to sort of when you're not gonna when you know your character can end up a number of different ways and can either be under suspicion or can be innocent or can be guilty, and um, it's very hard to play any one scene because you can't give anything away. You've got to appear suspicious but also leave room for doubt, and you can't play anything definitively because nothing is nothing. So but it was great, and we really developed a kind of language for working together and stuff. So I had the best time in it, and then I just had to sit on it for over a year. Couldn't say anything, and then yeah, they'd made the decision. Ben let me know, but they'd made the decision to just drop it rather than put out trailers and all that. So was it called a shadow drop or whatever? So that's what they did, and there it is. And I hate it when I see myself, but there we are. Watching video game. It's been fun though from a performance point of view to play. Yes and no. It was. I mean, it was. It was really rewarding to kind of figure out that way of shooting because it's never been done before. I mean, the script was 500 pages long, but it wasn't like linear. You couldn't read it cover to cover. You had to read, like, it would go like there's a table of all the different things, and then that one goes to table blah, or that one goes to table yeah, and it would skip. And our script supervisor, bless her, would basically took to just. She got these long. I'm not sure where she got them from. These huge long reels of brown paper, big wide brown paper, and she would just cut out all the different scenes and stick them on like a kind of like a family tree, and you just have to take a path through each scene and do each one and play it out. So, but it was hard. I mean, the hardest bit was, normally when you act, even though you shoot out of sequence, you know that at least at this point in the story, my character is doing this, and I know what he wants, and I know where he's ultimately going to get to. And then with this, you didn't have that, but you still had to play those early scenes like something could happen, but also the opposite could happen, and so it's very difficult to modulate your performance and still kind of still appear kind of truthful. So, but I loved it. I had the best time on it. I really did. Yeah. No, not motion capture. No, it's not. It's all live action. All live action. So it's not. It's literally shot like a film. There's no CGI in terms of the characters. It's live action. So, but you can touch. Kind of like Bandersnatch was, but like Bandersnatch, but way more like Bandersnatch. I think they were limited in terms of because it was running over Netflix. You could only make two choices, I think, in a scene. I didn't watch it, but it was much more limited. Whereas this, you have tons of choices and branches, but you also have you touch things in the environment, you wipe things off, you can pull focus to different things, you can open doors and ding bells and all sorts of stuff. So. Yeah, that's why initially anyway it's on the PlayStation, but I think they are going to be moving it to iOS and Android platforms. I think after 6 months, so it will find hopefully a new audience then. If it's from a game point of view, I'm not convinced. From a film fan point of view, especially soundtrack. That's kind. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it really works, shakes down. I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, as a game, I think that's the problem with it is it's this being released on a gaming platform, which I do understand, but I wonder. I don't know. I mean, I think they really wanted to make it to kind of appeal to lots of a demographic as well that weren't necessarily gamers. So it's not fast-paced action thing. It's like it's something that you should feel involved with, and hopefully make it encourages you to make choices that will help you get the outcome you want from the story. But I don't know. I haven't played it. I've seen the trailer, and the trailer looked alright. And I made the mistake today of reading a review, which I shouldn't do because just shouldn't do it. I had a film come out in North America called Wicked Witches a couple of weeks ago, which I have the leading role in, and most of it was really glowing and wonderful, and everyone, I won an award for it, and everyone was really positive about it. But there were like one or two that were like, "Fuck this shit," and it was silly because they were like, the reviews, they didn't even get my character's name right, and they got loads of stuff wrong. And one of them even said, "Oh, I fell asleep," halfway through or whatever. And it's like, well, you can't really review it then, can you? You can't claim to speak with authority when you didn't even watch it. But anyway, oh, you got it. Oh, bless you. Cheers, man. Um, cheers, but yeah, no, I should. So I did that today. I shouldn't have done it, and I read the review of Erica, and it was like, I shouldn't do it. I just shouldn't do it. I should stay away, because it just makes you mad. It really does, and it's like I should stay out of the comment sections on YouTube, really. Not because of you guys, of course, but some people. Anyway, there we are. Fistful, okay. Yeah, well, it's not the same kind of thing as Fistful. Different director. Different director. I'm sounding like Pierce. There we go. But obviously not very accurately. Yeah, no, different director. Martin Pickering, good pal of mine, very talented music video director and commercials director and stuff, but he hadn't done a feature before. So I was like, we're gonna do it, and I kind of pushed him to do it. And we shot it for nothing. I mean, it's very low budget, but it's got some stuff in it. It's got a bit of an Evil Dead vibe at one point. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Richard and Ivan should do a let's play of Erica. Yeah, I know. Well, Richard said he was going to do a let's play live stream, and I was like, we're gonna have to do that at some point. I mean, it's on PlayStation, which neither of us have PlayStations, so maybe we have to wait for it to come out. Reviews are nonsense. They give 10 out of 10 to games that can't even run properly because it's fanboy. Yeah, thank you. Well, I think as well when you're dealing with game reviewers, and they're talking about the quality of acting or cinematography, you think, well, are you qualified to do that? I mean, I'm sure they are, but at the end of the day, they're not looking at the same things as filmmakers would necessarily. So, and it's not worth paying attention to anyway. And I'm learning the hard way. I've got to stop it. I've got to stop reading, because you want to see how people are receiving a thing because you want to know if it's going to do well for you and all that. Yeah, it is subjective. You're right, and I think that you kind of want to know if the prevailing wind is going your way or not. But then at this point there's nothing you can do. I did my best during the job and I had a wonderful time. I can show you this actually. The props department, bless them, the sweetest people. This was my warrant card, or my character's warrant card, in the game, and they had it mounted on this board for me, and they made a little plaque. It says Detective Duncan Blake. That was another weird thing. His name's Duncan. Thank you for your service and exemplary conduct in the line of duty, Erica 2018. So there you go. That's a little keepsake that I got to have. I could have the costume department were trying to sell me the leather jacket that my character wears, but I thought I couldn't really do that. You've seen people praising the actors, but I'm avoiding spoilers. Yeah, I think they're loving Holly, and Holly was wonderful as Erica. She was great, really sweet. Get in here. Everyone called me because my character's name was Blake. Everyone called me Balake because that is it. Funny or Die did that sketch. It's Keegan Michael Key, isn't it? He does that. He's saying the black. Well, the name's black basically. So it's like Balake and Aaron and all that shit. So that's what I was, Balake. Detective Balake. He's a sergeant actually, which is wrong because going completely blind reviews about the any trailers I've seen. The movies on VVP discussion. Trailers for what? What? Chat's disappeared. Hang on. Give me back my chat. I want to see my chat. Uh, trailers I hear about. Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry. That's the best way, man. Like I'm at a crossroads now. I didn't hear about Spider Man. I saw someone tweeted about it though. So tell me in a minute. Well, tell me now, and I'll read it in a minute. Uh, yeah, I'm at a crossroads now about whether or not I watch any trailers for what's it called? To Die. No, what is it called? Too Late to Die. No Time to Die. No Time to Die, which is Bond 25. I think I'm maybe not gonna watch them. I probably will though, but I'm gonna try not to. I think I might try and avoid them. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The Joker film. The good thing about the trailers for that is they're not too well. The one I've seen anyway is not doesn't give too much away, which is good, I think. But did I audition for the Bond movie? No, no one, no one came to me for. You mean for this one or for Skyfall? Skyfall, I had to do a yeah. I did a casting, but it was not just with the camera guy. Do it. Do what? Do what? Do what? Audition for the Bond film? It's too late, mate. It's done. Yeah. I think they're probably near enough wrapped as well, I should think. Yeah, you're right. I enjoy games much better. So Sony, if you don't go for it, you can't get a role, mate. Yeah, I know, but I don't. It's not up to me what I audition for. It's a lot of people say that sort of thing to me, but it's like I don't. You don't solicit for jobs like that. They ask you. You know, my agent might submit me for things if he sees if there are breakdowns put out on Spotlight that he can see. Spotlight's like the industry here anyway. It's like the industry standard thing. So they have to advertise the job essentially, and then even then they'll probably restrict it to the agents they want to advertise it with. And then and then you know if you're lucky you might get a look in, but it's unlikely. And you've got to be famous. I mean, I don't think James Bond. They're not going to come my way until unless I was famous for something. But even then, I mean, to play what? The evil villain. I will play evil Doctor Evil. Yeah, no, man, no, it's really not. I don't get to audition for the stuff I want to. Otherwise, I'd be laughing, man. I'd be much happier, chappy. It's purely up to them. Sony have cut ties with Marvel. Oh, yeah. It's a bit of a bugger just when they were getting. But that's dumb, isn't it? Well, I shouldn't say that. Sony are my Sony are my overlords at the moment. But I've done a bunch of stuff for Sony actually, including Erica, I suppose. Although it's not really a Sony production, but yeah. But that's not smart because this arguably has been quite successful now. So to then whip it up, whatever. I'm not in charge. What can I do? I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man idea. I really do. In fact, it's probably my favourite originally. I mean, Tobey Maguire had two good films, maybe one. Debatable. And Andrew Garfield I liked, but his films were shite. So, yeah, Tom Holland has been consistently brilliant. Maybe he'll be cast as the new older Peter Parker. You shit. Bit true. True, Ian. True. Let's be honest. All about money. They can now put Spider-Man in their Venom films. Well, yeah, but isn't that after the horse's bolted? Shouldn't they put him in? Because you can't have a Venom origin without Spider-Man and then put Spider-Man in. Whatever. It's all a bit of a clusterfuck if you ask me. But there we go. Evening TA, teaching assistant, or what's your name? How are we doing? Would you all excuse me for just 1 minute? Literally, not even that. I'm just going to go and stir my dinner. Wondering your thoughts on Disney cancelling a lot of the upcoming Fox films. Didn't know about that. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Highly unprofessional. That's me. That's me. Disney's cancelled all the upcoming Fox films. Well, that's weird. They may have cancelled them, but will they be doing their own version of it, I wonder. Yeah, the whole Alien thing, I think, as we've discussed a lot on this channel, it's like, retire it, just put it to bed. There's nothing, they're not building anything on it. Cancelling an Alien Covenant sequel. I mean, at this point, I just think it's flogging a dead horse, to be honest. Would be my thoughts. X-Men stuff has run its course. That is definitely due a reboot. Much as I love them, really, there's a few standout movies in that series. And that's about it. Matrix 4, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. The Predator video game looked quite cool. I kind of caught the trailer for that by accident, although it does look a bit nostalgia-ridden, but then that's all Predator is really at this point. Ridley Diddley make another Alien film. I hope not, because he's just leave it alone, man. I don't know. The trouble is, I suppose, if you're a big studio and you pay all that money to essentially buy those franchises, but then is that what they bought Fox for? They probably bought it for the news side. One person plays Predator, the other plays 6 soldiers. Could be right. You want to see a resolution because I love the David character. Do you? Fair enough. The David thing, I like Fassbender and I love his acting, but it just, that character is like, what, he's the daddy of the aliens now. I don't really understand. He's sort of, and the Terminator is going into Mortal Kombat. What does that mean? Finish him. Is that Mortal Kombat? Or is that... Yeah. Yeah? Whatever. Yeah, I agree. I don't know, like, what's the next film going to be? David hanging out by himself with his alien pals. I don't see the point, to be honest. But that's me. Any more suggestions for things you want to see from us? Risky Quizness, I think, should be making a comeback in the not too distant future. I know that Richard's more or less got enough material to do another one. So it's a case of getting me, possibly with Toby, I think, to do another one. But we'll see. Or Brad, if he's about. We'll see one Brad. Yeah, Risky Quizness is another one of those ones, though, where it's like, it's one that the people who love it, and they're quite vocal about it, but not many people watch them. It's like that one, I don't know, did you guys watch that video we did, the top 10 Expendables thing? And we really did that because we thought we wanted to be satirical and funny and clever. And because we were so fed up of those kind of clickbaity videos, and we thought, I know, a good thing to do, we'd certainly take the piss out of them. Write it like, or like dress it up with a thumbnail and everything like it's dead serious. And then and no bugger watched it. And I think even a lot of people commented saying, I'm not watching this shit, you're degrading yourselves, you shouldn't be doing this kind of thing, thinking we'd done it for real. And it's just like, So I don't know, I don't think people really watched it, or people really got it, which is a shame, because I think it could have been quite good. But I'd like to do more of those. We did sort of plan to do more of those. We want to do some silly stuff as well, like little sketch things with the Christopher Walken thing, obviously, and Michael Caine, I think, is going to be a potential goer. So Richard's got an idea for doing a Michael Caine sketch where he's interviewing Michael Caine. We'll do it probably as an audio thing, because I think what's limited us. You watch what culture videos, so but okay, cool. That's cool, as long as you don't mind us taking the piss. Yeah, no, I think what's limited it. Well, we had all these plans for doing all these sketches, but originally we were like, oh, we're going to shoot them, and we like trying to make me look like Christopher Walken or look like Michael Caine, which was really difficult because I don't, and then we'd have to get costumes and makeup and shit like that, and it was like ugh, to sort of do all that, which is going to get we were like we need budget for it and blah blah blah. But then actually it makes more sense to just do them as an audio thing and stuff. And Rich is very good at sort of conjuring up kind of rudimentary images and things. So so yeah, so I think we're going to do that. Um, yeah, the sort of what culture piss take thing. I think we just honestly the amount of things we watch. There's a few YouTubers that I guess by dint of the fact that we do what we do, they pop up in our recommended feeds, and we end up watching them, and they drive us up the wall because they're people speaking from a complete lack of authority, you know, and professing to know all about the movie industry and what's going on with any particular production. And you can tell they don't know because they're using terminology wrong, or they're misunderstanding what certain things mean. There was a thing recently put out. Here's an example of it, and I'm certainly not naming names, but there was a picture put out by is it Rebellion who've got the Mega City One thing, a picture of a shooting script, and it said on it this replaces all previous whatever. And a lot of people took that to mean that they've scrapped everything and they're changing it all up and there's problems in production, and that's not what that means. Any script draft you get during production or pre-production or whatever will have that written on it, because the point of it is to say that this is the new version and it replaces everything that came before it. It doesn't mean that it's a completely new script. It just means that it'll have rewrites or it'll have corrections or it'll have whatever in it, and this is the one we're working from right now. That's just an industry standard term. So it kind of, when people put, and then they turn that into a whole video about how like trouble in the, and disaster in the production. It's like, no, and these people say that they are authorities on it because I guess they've amassed a following on YouTube, and that somehow means they know what they're talking about. Anyway, sorry, not to rant, but so that was anyway. Our little dig at what culture was that sort of a reaction to that kind of stuff as well, because it's this sort of emphatic way that people Midnight's Edge. I'm not sure I've seen. I probably have seen that sort of stuff, but it's that sort of like you wouldn't know about you things you missed. It's like fuck off, mate. Like you don't know what. I didn't miss it, but anyway, that's enough negativity. What else to talk about? Any other questions? I'm gonna have to jet in a little while, but since while we're here, any old iron? Any questions? What's for dinner? Ratatouille. How's work? You busy? Yeah, work is okay. Work is okay. I mean, I'm busy. I've got lots going on. This year's been more about releases than it has about the work. I mean, I've done some ads and I've done bits, but um, I can talk about. There are things I can talk about, but it's just honestly, it's really not been that busy a year for whatever reason. I don't know. It's a funny old time at the moment in industry. I know a lot of. I mean, the good thing is I know a lot of people like Brad and Richard and stuff. They're busy. So I've got friends who are kind of crew or directors, and things sort of seem to be kicking off. So there is like that potential for things to happen. It's just been a bit of a quiet year in certain ways, but I've been busy. I've had lots going on elsewhere, and doing copywriting and stuff. So it's not been quiet. It's been all right. It's been all right. But yeah, work. Someone, what did you say? Die Hard. The chat disappears is the problem. So if I'm not eagle-eyed, I don't know what you said. Die Hard thing, right? But looking for it. Don't know. Can you reiterate that one for me? But sorry, but I missed it, and it's way up the chat somewhere. Do you think it's viable in the long term to have so many different streaming services for consumers on offer? No, I don't. Actually, I think you're right. I think that household budgets don't really support that kind of thing. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, but I will get to it. Yeah, no, I don't. And I've had ideas for things like I think the next thing that will move the game on will be someone will develop an app or something that essentially you pay is like a middleman. You pay a subscription to, and they allow you to switch between having, say, a choice of 2 or 3 services a month. So if the new, I don't know, Stranger Things drops on Netflix and Jack Ryan or something drops on Prime, you can say, right, this month I'm having Prime and I'm having Netflix, and then next month if something comes out on Now TV you drop your Netflix and you go to Now TV, or and then they maybe even package the cinema in there as well. So if you want, it's like that's got to be where it's all going. Because people can't afford. It's like all the cable channels that were around, before. It's like you can't afford subscriptions to all these things. It just doesn't make sense. So I think it's whoever can come along and mediate between all these streaming services is gonna be the next big thing. And I wish I had the nous or the know-how to develop it, because I think that's really important. I like more stuff like the Die Hard video, but it takes a lot of time to make. Yeah, that's all we did, honestly, right at the start. When we started Valverde, Rich and I went out in a graveyard, and I actually shot it. Well, not all of it, but most of it. I shot Richard presenting a thing on Night of the Living Dead and George Romero and stuff, and it was really good, and it was all a really considered thing, and it looked really cool, and we shot it all in black and white, and it's all scripted and it's done, but just Rich, it's just getting it edited and getting it done. I mean, Rich shot our wedding video, bless him, and that's not done yet, but that's because the guy's a freaking one man cinematographer and editing factory, so he's kind of got to keep the money coming in, and it's not fun to then go and do it after you've finished all that. How much time does Valverde take up for you? Do you think there's a point where either of you or Richard would have to step away from the channel? You're both in it for long haul. We want to keep it going. I mean, we definitely want to keep it going. It depends, man. I mean, the thing is, it's like Richard was away for 3 weeks shooting this thing. I've been away on things in the past, and so I mean, if things crop up for both of us, and that's like the idea is that we're always trying to shoot with at least having a month's worth of content in the can. That's what we did before he went, is we shot 4 episodes of It Ain't Broke, and we did 2 commentaries, and we had the after hours stuff. So we knew we had a month's worth of content, so we should cover him for while he was away. But then obviously when he came back, we would be, at a disadvantage. So we've tried to, wherever possible, be consistent, and hopefully we'll be able to maintain that. But you don't know. I mean, if one of us gets a job going off and doing something long term, then that means that things have to go on hiatus. But I mean, I think it's easier if I'm away than it is if Rich is away, because Rich has all the equipment, or the camera equipment anyway, and he has all the know-how as far as that's all concerned, so he can shoot with other people. I don't have to be there. If he can get them, So whereas if he's away, it's harder for me because I don't have that ability. So yeah, but we want to keep it going as long as we can. But it's not, I mean, bearing in mind we have other careers and stuff that we're trying to hopefully get big enough to hire an editor. Yeah, that would be great, because if we could do that, it would just make life so much easier. My friend TGV from the Urban Gentry, he's moved now into working with Watchbox for a big company. Their channel isn't anywhere near as big as his, but they have, because they're a business, they have the money to have studios and an editing suite and editors on staff, and they just makes their life, it means that if you're presenting something, you just present it and then you hand it off, and then you don't have to do any more work, and so you can concentrate on writing and all that. So yeah, but yeah. Any more questions before I shoot off and eat my dinner? Might not be good, but I should remind you guys doing videos on podcast audio anyway. Yeah. Well, we try to. I mean, I've tried to sort of do little podcasts and stuff where I can like on my phone or whatever. And I should really, excuse me, I should really do more of that. Because yeah, but it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We've tried to, thank you, Ian. We tried to um, keep things as amicable as possible, not amicable, as equitable, sorry, as possible in terms of the workload. In that obviously um, Rich was going to have more to do as far as editing and stuff is concerned, just because he has the computing power and everything. But then, I do all of the audio stuff, so we record all that at mine. I do it on my laptop. I edit all the commentaries and anything like that. I put those together. I generally run or administer kind of YouTube in terms of like making sure the uploads are done, making sure the descriptions are sorted in the tags and all that stuff. And yeah, sort of take a lot of the kind of admin work on for the channel. But it's difficult to fit in around everything because if I've got a big copywriting assignment, or if I'm acting, or if whatever, then it is tricky. But it's what you have to do. What TA probably been asked this before. Do you think Brexit is affecting the film TV industry much at the moment? Yeah, I mean it's affecting everything. And not to really get into politics, but it's not so much Brexit; it's the uncertainty around Brexit at the moment. It's the sort of hot potato that they're throwing around that's just stopping people from investing because they don't know which way the things are going to land. So it's like I can tell in pretty much every industry though this is true, but I mean especially ones that are tricky like film and TV. But it is happening. It's just at the higher end. I think when things are a more sure thing, people are more confident in investing. But certainly investing in things where you've got unknown actors like me, it's unlikely. But I was lucky with Erica because, like I say, that we kind of had to come to an unknown at the time. Would TV episode commentaries be an option? They'd be shorter. It wouldn't really make any difference, to be honest. I think we'd in terms of the time it takes and everything, it's not necessarily helpful. I mean, they'd upload quicker, I guess. The broadcast engineer in me thinks quality over quantity, as I mostly enjoy sharing YouTube mates and the videos more than anything else. Yeah, quality is not so. It's a shame we can't really do multicam anymore, but it just was for Richard. It was too much work. Twitter, but we'd like to bring that back because again, we know it adds value and quality, but no one's really commented on the fact that it's gone and it's just the two of us in one shot. But being happy and enjoying yourself is much more important. Yeah, true. Freedom of movement will be a problem. Yes, it will. It will. Hopefully they'll work out maybe like an ESTA system like the States has, so you just buy a temporary visa. Anyway, I understand it's touchy, but do you, Rich, have any say or claim on the content you done with that other lad? It's a shame you have to just. We look. Oh, no. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty on that. We have a claim to our artistic license or our. Sorry, my brain's gone today. We have a claim to our. What's it called? I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that we have a claim to that, and because we never had an agreement with Oliver, we never had a. He doesn't have free reign to make money. Not our likeness, no, our artistic license. It's not copyright per se or whatever, but anyway, we created material of a creative nature that he does not have sole ownership of. He owned the physical stuff, so it was shot or recorded largely with his equipment. Although later stuff, like all the stuff we shot in the studio, was all shot using Richard's gear, and he edited it as well. So Richard has every right to use that, but the trouble is, it's all branded with his stuff. So. Okay, all right, I won't give you details. All right, I'll shut up then. Short story, no. Certainly not from our point of view. Look, there's a problem with Oliver continuing to make money off of our stuff without paying us anything. just like the inverse would be equally true. So if we just took that stuff and put it on our channel, we'd be just as guilty. So we can't really do that. There's more to it than that. We also don't want him on our channel. Truth be told, we want to be our own thing. And that's without shitting on where we came from, because we do appreciate that and we do understand that. But we just got to move forward, guys. I mean, that's really it. I mean, we parted ways over a year ago now, and we just got to move forward. We're much happier. We're doing much better as we are. Even with the meager number of subscribers that we have, we're actually certainly monetarily better off, even though we don't get that much. But and we're happier. We get to make what we want, and we don't have to doff the cap. So there you go. I like that you can do your own thing. Yes, I agree. It was a bit him and friends. Yeah, well. I meant gritty personal details, but yes, totally understand. It's just a bit sad. Never had time back then for most commentaries. Yeah, well, sorry about that. It is what it is. I want a history of Valverde movies, please. Yeah, well, you know what? Actually, that's a good point. We did talk about doing some sort of video on Valverde in film, and we may still do that. So yeah. What's disgustingly selfish of you? The Valverde thing. Yeah, no. I think it's a good idea, because obviously it would explain why the hell we're called that. Sorry if you made it awkward. No, not at all, Ian. No, not at all. I understand everyone wants to know all about that. Even now, we honestly get weekly. We get people finding us because Oliver refuses to acknowledge us. So he has, stopped people talking. We're banned. Any discussion of us or Valverde or anything like that is banned from his comment section. So if you write it in, you'll think it's posted, but it won't actually show up to anyone. So that's he's blocked any mention. So we get drip fed people from his channel who I guess are starting to get us as recommended, and they go, "Where the hell have you been? What happened?" So we get every week we have to relive that through the comment section. We just try not to address it, but there's so much people want to know, and I understand it. I get it. I do get it. It's just the thing. Just gotta let it go, unfortunately. So there you go. Right. Apologies for my low energy, by the way. I'm just absolutely knackered today, and that's my bad. The internet loves drama. It certainly bloody does. If there's anyone called Valerie Verde out there. That is a good point. Maybe we ought to just create a fictional character called Valverde. Have you decided what the next commentaries will be? No, we haven't. We really have been lackluster. Richard has a massive boner for some reason for doing Die Hard 4, as in it ain't broke, so I guess that'll happen. I think he saw it on the plane on the way back and decided that's what he wants to do. Did Arnold save Valverde? No, he destroyed it, didn't he? We blew up a large chunk of it. Guys could do a propaganda mockumentary on Valverde. That would be half. Yeah, that'd be good. Again, that would require costumes. It is broke. Yeah, that's another thing where I just think maybe we ought to try and change the Matrix and Tarantino films. We did the Matrix. It's on there. It's on it. There's an It Ain't Broke on that. Unless you mean commentary, so I guess we could do commentary. What was I saying? Sorry. It is broke. Oh yeah. So the It Ain't Broke thing. I'm wondering if we ought to change the title, maybe, because I know it is very confusing. So a lot of people are like, will find our channel and go, how can you say that this is a good film if we're doing a shit film? Because it implies that we're trying to argue that it's not broke, it's not bad. And obviously they don't get it. And the further away obviously we get, the more it's not going to make sense to people that that's a reference to where we've come from. So, but there we are. Right. couple more questions and I gotta go. Have two. It ain't broke for good movies, and it is broke for ones you don't like. Yeah, maybe. But then again, we do. I don't know if we want our gimmick to be kind of love it or loathe it kind of thing. I don't really want to be too polarized. Valverde was where Arnold was meant to fly, but he escaped from the plane. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, where were they then? What island was that? Just Isle the kidnap. Any more questions? Questions. Some evil island with a hairy lead. Yeah. Dan Hediah's Hairy Island. Just keep the title of people that hung out. No. And you're right, Ian, you're right. I think it's important not to make knee-jerk decisions. You're right. And so I shan't. And a very gay henchman. Oh, what? Dewberry. Aussie guy. Wow. He modelled his whole look on Freddie Mercury. It's a solid look. I mean, yeah. He just wanted to break free. Do you like the title of the new Bond film? I could barely remember it earlier. Was it to die another day is to tomorrow never dies. No time to die. Is that what it's called? No time to die. I'm just being a dick. No time to die. I like it in that it's ambiguous, because it's almost it's saying either this is no time to die, or I don't have time to die. So it's yeah, I like it. I mean, sure, it's interesting. It's a bit more out there. It's a bit more Bondian than the Daniel Craig films have been. Obviously, with the exception, I guess, of Casino Royale, because that is a Bond title. But it's interesting. Sure, I don't have a problem with it. Did you see some video game coming out as a character called Mr. Die Hard Man? Guess he's just a massive fan of this film. No, I did not. Mr. Die Hard Man. Weird. Very strange. Right. I think I'm going to call it a night, if that's all good with you guys. I've got a jet, going to eat some dinner, got bits to do. I'm sleeping. It's a terrible name. What's a terrible name? The Bond thing. Thank you, mate. Chernobyl. Yeah, I need to watch Chernobyl. Can't because I don't have Sky. Rock on, Dude Cat. Thanks for the chat. Best of the missus there. Thank you, mate. Cheers, Steve. God bless. God bless y'all. Yeah, and hopefully, look, another thing as well that would be, I guess, mainly for you guys in the UK, but hopefully we're going to get a get together soon. We had planned on doing it for our year, like our first anniversary. That unfortunately couldn't happen because Rich was away. So, but stay tuned for that because we are going to definitely try and do it. We're going to try and go down to London maybe, and we'll get some beers together, and we'll hang out and maybe go watch a movie or something. A movie. Anyway, take care, you guys. Thank you so much again for watching. Thank you very much for your patronage. We really appreciate it, and it really helps. Off to play Erica. Your character's looking mighty shifty. He could be. Well, that's the point. He could be, or maybe not. We don't know. I'm not going to tell you more, but enjoy it. I hope you enjoy Erica. Those of you who've played it or are playing it, thank you. I loved it. I loved working on that. So I hope it comes through. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care, guys. Bye.